Hello, welcome. It's time for the show. We're here, we're queer. What's up? What's the phrase people use nowadays? Girls, gays, and days? Hi, y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. I am preparing for the possibility that this will be a slightly shorter stream because I am, in fact, still sick. So, yay. But yes, hello. Hey, Kitty Tick. Hey, Mama. There's Uncomfy. Hello, hello. There's Noah and Faulty and Viren. And the YouTube chat is quite busy today. Chapik and Mabs and John and Quantum Chaos. Evil Cupra. Hello, hello. Zest Celeste. Good name. I use Babies and Gentle Thems. Yeah, I've used that one before too. Sick as fuck. Yeah, exactly. Sick as fuck. So cool. When I say I'm sick, it usually means like my chronic illness is flaring up in some way. So here's what the situation is. I already kind of have trouble sleeping, just as a general rule, and I'm working on that in a couple different ways, but I'll circle back around to that in a bit. So, since Thursday last week, I have been functionally unable to sleep in a way that is quite abnormal. Usually, it takes me a little longer than usual, I think, to fall asleep, but I'm still often like asleep before the end of my 45-minute Audible timer. But lately, like I can't fall asleep. It takes forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And then when I do fall asleep, I'm barely asleep. Like I am so easily woken up. I'm like half aware throughout most of the night. And I feel like last night it was a little bit better than it had been, last week, but still definitely not great. Like I'm still definitely not feeling great today. And so there's every possibility that I'm going to leave this stream and go take a nap. I did lie down earlier. Like I recorded a video earlier that was about the whole Oklahoma essay thing, which I think we talked about a little bit on stream, but I decided to go ahead and record a video. And after that, I was like, wow, I feel like exceptionally tired. And so I went and lied down for a little bit, and I did end up feeling a little bit better. I'm also sick, missed 3 days of work in a row so far. Yikes. Yeah. And I debate sometimes, like I skipped Sunday stream because I was like, it was much more acute at that point. Like I was feeling much worse. I do feel better now. I think what's happening is, whoa. I'm trying to make the assumption that I'm not dying, right? I'm trying to make the assumption that this isn't something serious, and also like besides just not dying, like I'm also trying to convince myself like this isn't me suddenly developing MECFS, which I am concerned about. But I don't think that's this. I think what's happening is that, so 3 years ago, my partner and I were having like a pretty bad time, and I moved out. You might remember that if you've been around for that long. So I moved out, and I picked up my keys and was able to move in on December 5th. So you can understand how Thursday was December 4th and how there might be like a kind of trauma memory that's kind of just happening. And I honestly don't think it would be nearly as bad if it weren't for the fact that also my partner and I are in a very, 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 very bad place in our relationship right now. We're going to start couples therapy soon kind of place in our relationship. And we are also not even sure that that is going to solve the problems. You know what I mean? So I think that the combo of those things just has this trauma anniversary kind of hitting me like a truck. And so, yeah, I'm fucking tired. I'm just not sleeping very well. I've also like had a little bit of like reduced appetite, and just all the stuff that comes with like not sleeping particularly well. So that's why I'm sick. When I say I'm sick, it's like my symptoms are just worse than usual. So my sleep disturbance is worse, and consequently, like the worse I sleep, the more that kind of spirals out into the other things that I also just deal with on a day-to-day basis. But I'm working on fixing. So here's some of what I'm doing to try to fix. I learned an incredible trick this week, and I would love to tell you about this trick. If you're not familiar with EMDR, which stands for like eye movement desensitization or something like that, it's a type of therapy. It's a type of trauma therapy where you are working through the trauma memory. And while you're doing that, the therapist directs you to point your eyeballs in different directions. And something about that allows you to rewrite how memories are formed in your brain or how they're stored in your brain. And I don't really understand it, but it is like incredibly compelling scientifically. So I learned this trick just by happenstance this week that I would love to share with you because it works at least partly, okay? So here's what you do. If you're having trouble relaxing and going to sleep, you in bed, you close your eyes and you look in different directions and hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds. So it's like look as far to the left as you can without straining your eyes, look to the left and then look to the right and then down and then up and maybe cross your eyes at the end. And you do that like 2 or 3 times. And it's because of where the ocular nerve connects to your brain, something about that pathway and that connection. And the last 2 nights I've used this trick and it basically like takes me from a state of like fairly alert, like physicality to then having that like, oh, I'm finally sinking into the mattress feeling. And it did not necessarily help me fall to sleep, but it did help me relax. So that's a tip from me to you that I am going to give you now. Nap time compels me. I'm just not a nap person, and I don't want to disrupt my sleep cycle by becoming a person who sleeps randomly during the day. But also, I don't want to turn into a person who has fucking MECFS. So I do need to rest when I feel like I need to rest. So yeah, it was fucking 3 years ago. Isn't that crazy? I like moved out for 10 months and then moved back in. Excuse me. You watched Chewed Gum last night? Yeah, I forgot to put it in the Discord that I was on Chewed Gum last night. We didn't have any coverage for Taylor, who I guess was sick or needed the day off or something. So yeah, Chewed Gum with Alyssa. And Alyssa's used to steering the ship, so I was able to just let her kind of steer the ship or whatever. Also, I'm on an antibiotic right now because I have I got my nipples pierced a year ago and they've just been like not wanting to settle down. So I was like, I think that this might be like a super duper mild infection. So I'm on antibiotics. And yesterday I took them in the morning without any food. I was just like, okay, because the thing is with this particular antibiotic, I'm not supposed to have dairy with it within 2 hours of taking it because it can bind to the calcium in a way that makes it less effective. And yesterday I was like, man, I like a lot of my breakfast options involve yogurt and I'm trying not to do that. So I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. I'll just eat later. But then I froed up. So stress wrecks your body. Truly, yeah. Like, I can't think of a time where I haven't been like excessively stressed out that has lasted longer than like a couple of weeks. That would be dairy bad. True, mama. John says the optic nerve does connect to the pineal gland that produces melatonin, so the eye trick makes sense. Gotta try that. Yeah. I do something similar, but I just close my eyes and count. Open my eyes for 5 seconds, close for 5, then 5 open, 5 closed. Oh, interesting. Okay. I also, another thing that I do to relax sometimes is count backwards from 10 and then count backwards from 9 and then count backwards from 8 and then continue doing that until you're done. And that helps you, it helps prevent your brain from getting distracted because if you're just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that can kind of happen on autopilot and your brain can wander while you're doing it. But if you count backwards from 10, 9, 8, then you have to like remember which number you have to start back over at. Like, okay, I just started at 8. I need to go back to 7. So something about that in particular can help you relax as well. That was a trick that my therapist taught me. What's up, Leah? What's up, Ben? Hello. The proprioception link between eye movements and memory access or meditation is fascinating. It's something I use for meditation and it's helped a lot with lessening negative symptoms. Yeah, and like EMDR also includes other things. Like I did a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of EMDR with my therapist who had me do like tapping or like butterfly taps while doing other, I can't remember it though. And she had only just gotten a little bit of training in EMDR. She was primarily my DBT therapist. But Jimmy Snow is live. I know. They're trying to do, and I'm glad that means he's feeling better because Jimmy has also been sick recently. So it's great to know that he's live. But also, like, I've been doing my Wednesday show for a long time, and so it is kind of like whatever. I'm not really that annoyed or anything. The real ones will be here. There's 20 of you here right now. I wonder, it's like how much of that is competition? Like, do I need to be annoyed that the line is live right now because there's so much crossover in our audiences? And normally I have 2 solid hours of my show and no one else that I know is live. And, or I guess Katie sometimes streams on Wednesdays, but you know, and I get it. They're trying to like, they have the calling it now and they get the big audience of random people in the shorts feed. And then they send all the people over to Matt's show when it starts. And I get it. But still, it's really weird to only have 20 people in here. Like, that is a shockingly low number compared to how our streams have been performing recently. Is it the fact that there's an advert in the thumbnail that upsets people? I purchased for myself a sample of, like, this is the largest mug that I'm able to have in my store. And it's so fucking big. It's huge. Dead Domain is randomly live right now? Okay. Well, fuck me for having a schedule, I guess. Oh well. TikTok does those on this day things where you can repost videos from a year ago, and holy shit, looking at those has me realizing I've aged like 4 years in the past year. I saw your video on, I think it posted on Instagram, of Mama Mephistopheles just did some like direct action protest stuff in the Texas legislature where they just passed a bathroom law, and so a bunch of trans people went and used the bathroom in the state house or whatever it was, and one of them was arrested or detained. I guess she wasn't like fully booked in, but she was handcuffed and detained temporarily. So yeah, direct action going. That's good stuff. Much appreciation for the hard work of that. I just wait for the line to release clips. Yeah. Hello, hello. What's going on? So yeah, it's been a crazy time. Another thing that I'm doing to try to address the issues that I have with sleeping is I finally pulled the trigger and bought some things that I need along with like some Christmas presents. I was like, let me just place this order. And so I got it's like a mattress incline thing. I'm replacing our current mattress topper with a different mattress topper that has a 6-inch tilt. So the entire mattress, or I guess the entire mattress topper is like, you know, it's like a triangle shape and then it tapers down and it's like 1 inch thick at the bottom and then like 7 inches thick at the top. And the idea behind that is like it's supposed to help with POTS symptoms and fluid retention. And also it can help with sleep apnea, which I don't think I have obstructive sleep apnea. I think I just have a severely deviated septum. But yeah. Also, I feel like I sound sick in the sense that like my voice is really dehydrated sounding, even though, I mean, it's like maybe I'm not drinking enough water. Oh, kitty. I feel like a badass because I waxed my own face 2 days ago and I didn't even cry once. Nice. I told Alyssa last night that I use an epilator and she was like shook. She was like, oh my God, those things hurt so bad. And I was like, not really. I mean, yeah, but the first couple of times, but then your brain learns that it's not dangerous. And so the pain doesn't really process as pain anymore. It's quite strange. Super excited my book comes out tomorrow. Congrats, Hella. That is an accomplishment. 4 of the people at the direct action were detained. 1 was handcuffed. They all got trespass citations and were bounced from the property for a year. There's a lot to explain, but those state troopers were scrambling over what to do in the moment and in the aftermath are lying to cover up their blatant profiling and uneven enforcement. Shout out to Rai Vaz, who was the one handcuffed. Yes. Because the punishment is supposed to be for the businesses. Like, businesses are responsible for policing the bathrooms, and the business can get in trouble for letting you use the bathroom. But there is no, there's like no individual punishment on any individual who does it. So they like handcuffed somebody, but there's no mechanism in the law. And that was the point of the protest, was like, this law doesn't have an enforcement mechanism. It's just like the one in Kansas. Before I moved, they were like, you're not allowed to use the bathroom of such and such and such and such, but they didn't have any like, and it will be prosecuted as trespassing, or it will be prosecuted as a sex crime, or anything like, you know, just no enforcement mechanism. So good thing we literally recorded the entire thing from start to finish and have the footage publicly available. True. I use an epilator as well. It's not that bad. Yeah, I don't really think it's that bad. I haven't used it in a while. I need to, that's like, I'm stuck on some things. I need to like shave my legs again, you know? It's been a long fucking time. Not having an easy time taking care of myself in the first place. I also feel like my eyes are a lot worse. I wonder if that's just like not sleeping very well, and so my vision is just not great. Or maybe I'm fucking pre-diabetic. I don't know. This is the thing. When you have a lot of random health problems that seem like maybe they are not connected, and then also like with so many different things having overlapping symptoms, like diabetes or pre-diabetes has a lot of overlapping symptoms with, I don't know, like, I guess it's not, yeah, like POTS, like increased thirst and increased peeing. And then like ME/CFS has a lot of crossover symptoms with EDS and POTS. And so like, but I am finally doing it. I'm getting health insurance. I did the math and was like, if I get all of the stuff that I need done this year done, then I will functionally save money by spending money. It's still fucking ridiculous. I'm still going to have to pay almost $10,000 for insurance premiums and procedures and all that kind of stuff this year. And then but if I didn't have insurance and I got all those things, like, so yeah, it's real stupid. The whole system is real stupid. But I'm going to try to finally get some answers and find out what the fuck is wrong with me and see if there's any kind of like additional support that I can get, like additional medical support. So yeah, it's also sad season. Yeah, I was starting to get that. Like, I've been feeling like depressed since this summer, dude. Like, I don't even know, but it's definitely not easier because of sad. I'm like, my vitamin D supplement, I'm starting to take those, trying to remember to take that every day. Okay, the liability is not on private businesses in this Texas law. It's specifically state facilities. Okay, cool. I think the world would be a better place if everyone in the world was asexual and people procreated artificially. That way there wouldn't be any rape or sexual objectification. Honey, rape is a crime of dominance. It's really not even a sexual crime. So that doesn't really fix the problem. It's been a bad year for depression. Truly, yeah. It's like, it's just tough. There's like stuff that you can do. And I know that there's stuff that you can do and that I'm just not doing them. Like, oh, I should be getting outside more and I should be stretching and maybe I'll even start to journal or something. But God. Lux bragging about getting the D every day. Yeah, I wish. And like my partner is also feeling upset, so like we're just both in a kind of bad way. Like his friend passed away like a couple days after our anniversary, and then that friend's birthday was yesterday, so it's just been like a rough couple of months for everybody in my house. On a positive note, my younger sibling is about to get their GED. Like I have every reason to believe that they're going to pass the remaining tests and get their GED, and we're looking at possibly having them do a full semester of classes. Maybe it's up to them. I'm letting them make the choice, but we're kind of figuring out what it would cost and if there's any student aid that they could get. Um, so I'm really proud of that. Like, um, I said I think when we started doing classwork and educating them in like February of 22, or sorry, February of 23, that's when I lived in my apartment. Um, and I was like, I think it's going to take like, let's say 3 years. Let's ballpark 3 years for us to get through all of this education that you've missed, like 10 years of not being in school. Fuck my dad, by the way. Um, and yeah, so just, getting them to that point where they're going to be able to be more independent and successful and stuff. And that just feels really fucking good. Shakespeare, hello. I hope you're doing good. Yes, I think that they will get the GED. I had them do some GED classes. I was like, I think you already know most of what you need to know, but if you um oh my god, I got so distracted by the YouTube chat for a second there. I was like, maybe there's some stuff that they'll cover in the classes that's like, here's what you need to know in order to pass the test. So that was kind of my perspective. So we went ahead and did the GED classes. So I think that they are going to be more than equipped with that. Excuse me. Oh gosh. Life is good. Housing First initiatives kick ass. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if anybody's trans friendly and in the Baltimore area, please let me know if you have a couch or a spare room, because Naomi Faithless, who is a community member here, we've been trying to raise money for her on her GoFundMe. She's homeless and disabled, and she's basically having every door slammed in her face right now with regards to trying to get housing or get social support. So, yeah, I'm trying to find. I really would like to connect her with a network of people who can let her couch surf, so that she's not getting repeatedly assaulted and shit like that. So, yeah, if anybody knows anyone, that would be great. I feel like I can't help because I'm all the way across the country. But you reminded me, Shakespeare. Like, getting into Housing First initiatives does sound amazing. Pro tip with regards to vitamin D: if the capsules float, look down while swallowing and they go down easier. Interesting. My GED test was remarkably easy, but that was over 25 years ago. I'm sure the testing standards have improved since then. I mean, I don't actually know. I have no idea how different it would be, but this is for Washington State, and we live in Oregon, so I don't think that that would help. Mm. If I managed to have a life-altering amount of fortune suddenly given to me, should I focus on making a friendly place, or should I just go where friends are? I mean, if you already have friends, that can make things somewhat easy. Oh my god. I feel so warm. I don't know how long I'm gonna last today, you guys. sucks being like as worn down as I am, because I'm like, I keep thinking I need to do more so that I have more to talk about, but I just can't do very much right now, and it sucks. It's brutal to live on the streets, and it is a real precarious situation having to couch hop. It really deteriorates your social support networks until you have nothing but the street. Our systems are rough the way that it forces you to burn out your support structures before significant help can come in. Yeah, and like she doesn't have a network of friends, I don't think. And yeah, so it's tough for her. Really, really, really do wish that I could do more than just like promote her GoFundMe. But hey,
Quantum Chaos has donated $40 for celebration of GED getting Yay Young Lux.
Okay. Thank you. That does help. It's Christmas time, so certain donations are going to be going to the Christmas stuff. I find that resting hard gets me back on my feet quicker. Sometimes a day in bed with a hot toddy gets me back in the game a lot faster. Yeah, I am considering that. Like, and my partner has been saying it too. Like, if you feel like you want to stay in bed all day, maybe you should. And I'm just like, I don't want to though. Like, but I do. Maybe that's like the way that you prevent yourself from developing into full-blown MECFS is like you have to radically rest. But radical rest means not making money, and like the consistency of being on the internet and everything, like the algorithm and everything. Oh my goodness. Gifted subs are coming in. Thank you, Dimmy. I guess those are going to keep popping up on the screen for a little while. Getting help always comes down to connections. Being able to put the call out to the group is potentially super helpful. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to guzzle a bunch of water today. Case management is what helped me. Coordinated entry, checking into a shelter just to get your name into the system. Gotta avoid sinking in a system designed to drown. I know I got incredibly lucky with my housing case manager. Yeah, she has a social worker. Oh, hold on. Did another one just come in? It's taking a second because the gifted subs. 3 months tier 3, 3 months tier 2. Because I'm sick as fuck. Is it going to show up on the screen eventually? Streamlabs.
Uncomfy got a tier 2 subscription. 3 months tier 2 cause you're sick as. Cool face emoji. Dragon emoji.
Hell yeah, thank you. Getting up and starting your day is always going to be better than staying in bed. That is extremely dangerous advice to give to someone who might be at risk of developing MECFS. Yeah, like I think in fact that I should just turn off my alarm in the mornings, period, and only wake up naturally and like keep my phone on do not disturb mode. Cause here's the thing too, is like I have trouble, oh my god, can you guys stop fucking doing this in the YouTube chat? What is your problem? But yeah, like part of the reason too why I'm having trouble sleeping is that my partner has restless leg syndrome or something, and so it's like the other night I used that trick with my eyes turning color, like turning directions, and I got to relax, and I can kind of feel when I hit sleep stage 1, like cuz people in stage 1 sleep are still somewhat conscious, like they can still, like if you wake up someone when their brain is reading in brainwaves of sleep stage 1, if you go wake them, they'll say, I wasn't even asleep, I was just thinking. So I can kind of feel when I go into stage 1, and I just had gotten there, and then my partner's restless legs started. When I tell you, he jerks and shifts the bed every 15 seconds. That's not an exaggeration. I've timed it before. So it's just like compounding issues. And I'm kind of wondering if that's part of what my sleep problems are in general. Like, how much of the last like 10 years of me not feeling particularly rested is because my partner has restless legs. And I think that that's worse when he's stressed. So he's stressed right now as well. It's just a bad combo. So I think I'm about to become a napping person or a sleeping in person. So like if I am having trouble sleeping at night, partially because my partner has restless legs, then like maybe I can only get some sleep in the morning. Or maybe I was tired as fuck at like 8 o'clock last night and I should have just gone to bed. I really regret not getting radical rest when I first got sick. It's been 25 years of ME/CFS. Yeah. And like, I'm just scared of developing ME/CFS because I have had COVID several times and I do have POTS. And so I'm like, I do have like a low level amount of stress on the daily. And so I just worry. Like, that's the thing that terrifies me about COVID, you guys. Like, the reason why I'm never going to stop harping on COVID is like watching people not be able to get out of bed anymore. Such as, like, you guys know Diana from Physics Girl? Let's change this to $65 for today. Thank you so much. Or I guess 64 because I was 24. Treasure. Diana, Physics Girl, she was like a totally normal, healthy person. And then she got long COVID and now she can't get out of bed. Or she updated everybody earlier this year that she was finally starting to be able to like play video games and maybe get out of bed on her own a little bit. And that's the thing that terrifies me. And like, also like as someone who's married to a cis man who like, whether or not it's rational for me to think this, I do worry that my partner will leave me if I get too sick. Like, I mean, I worry that my partner will leave me for a lot of reasons, but that's one of them. So I'm like, if I get too sick to a point where like Diana had just gotten married and her husband is now her full-time carer, basically. And I don't think I would have that option. Like, I will not have, like, based on the amount that my partner currently helps me, which is like, I haven't like asked very much, but like based on the amount of involvement that we currently have with my partner, even seemingly like noticing when my disability is flaring, I will not have the option to rely on him as a carer if I get more sick. So there is kind of a desperation for me around like, I can't be sick. Like, I can't be more sick than I am. I already feel like an enormous burden in my life, which is maybe unreasonable because I make a point to not really ask for things. I'm like very self-sufficient in a way that is probably toxic. But yeah. I've been in that situation, becoming disabled with a partner who had zero plans of being with a disabled person. It super sucks. Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't get that it's trying and that it's difficult for a partner, but also it's like, it's pretty difficult for me too, you know? And the idea that like I can't rely on someone because it'll put too much pressure on them or the relationship, it's just bad, you know, just bad all around. And I really feel for people who are completely reliant on the people around them, and maybe I should rely on people around me more so that I don't become 100% reliant. It sucks. I'm really... Yeah, and Diana, like I said, she is like at around 2 years after the onset of long COVID, sometimes people start to see an alleviation of their symptoms. But I also haven't really seen like any updates from her in the past, like when was it? It was like January when she posted a video about like how she had started to get a little bit better, but then she crashed again because she had made a friend who applied for assisted suicide. Like, she met someone with ME/CFS who also was like sharing the same struggles, but he is in Canada and he died through euthanasia. And so that caused her to crash. And yeah, I haven't seen anything since then. Physics Girl. I'm curious though. I did see that she was posting sometimes on Twitter. Okay, yeah, first update from Diana herself was 6 months ago. And then basically I think a lot of her older content, like somebody is taking her older content and making YouTube shorts out of it. And so that's like how she's still making money. Hello, Drea. I have a cousin that's been testing positive for more than a month. They're in complete isolation, and I didn't even know of cases that lasted that long. So yes, viral persistence is a problem with COVID, and also we're 5 years into this thing, and it damages the immune system. So it might be the case that they are having trouble clearing the infection, but also my understanding is that the tests for a certain protein that is created when your body breaks down COVID. So like that's, as far as I remember it a few years ago, that was like, you might continue to test positive after your symptoms clear up because the spike protein is still in your body. So I don't know. It's, who the fuck knows at this point. I had a bad habit of napping midday until I got onto Ritalin. Shit, maybe I should be treating my ADHD again. Like, I don't know. It's a valid fear, in my opinion, about your partner potentially leaving you. That's based on my own experience. He thought I would get better in the way that he wanted, but when he didn't see that, my life was upended. Yeah. And then you also don't want to have somebody who's staying with you because they're like, you're literally going to die if I don't, that like that resentment of like, you will not be able to sustain yourself if I am not around. So that's another thing is like, as somebody who's in a relationship that might need to end based on like, what happens in therapy and everything. I also don't want that to be, I want to be able to take care of myself. I don't want to lose that. It's really important to me. So when I have like an extreme health issue, like I feel like my inability to sleep right now and the resulting brain fog and stuff that I'm having during the day is it's just like a lot worse than usual, and it scares me. Like, it scares me. And there's just not a lot I can do right now except try to be kind to myself and give myself breaks, or not. And I finally like finished the process of signing up for health insurance. I have to wait for them to send me info in the mail before I can like pay my first premium. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm getting health insurance, and I'm gonna fucking start getting some answers, hopefully. And so now I'm starting to get that anxiety that people have where they're like, am I going to be treated seriously? Because I have all these different symptoms, and if my new doctor is like annoyed with me for having such a specific list of things, I'm like I'm pretty sure I have POTS EDS. I want to get a tilt table test. That's the, like, I don't think we need to have much more of a conversation than that. Like, if I explain to you my symptoms, sure. But I don't want somebody to be like, well, that sounds like anxiety. And then I have to become a bitch and be like, yeah, I am interested in mental health services, but you're a fucking doctor and I'm here to treat my medical problems. Like, I don't want to have to be that person who's like, I want you to put down in my chart right now that I requested a test and you said no. So I don't want to deal with any of that. So I hope that it's easier and that I just get the answers that I need and I get whatever treatment I need and then I can just feel normal again. But who knows? Maybe I should just start accepting that the normal is that I'm going to feel like shit all the time for the rest of my life. Didn't realize that if I had been able to give myself breaks and not marathon tasks and work, I might have stayed at a different level of health. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I'm just going to start radically resting on the days that I don't work. Or maybe, like tomorrow I'm supposed to do a double with Jimmy probably. Well, it sort of depends on whether if Jimmy is sick or not. But yeah, we will have to touch base in the morning and be like, hey, are we both feeling well enough? And I might have to be like, I already have Tachys and that's going to be draining enough. Like, I'm not going to call out of Takis last minute because that just feels rude. But yeah, I don't know. A doctor who listens and doesn't just blow me off is the dream. My wife thinks I have EDS. My doctor said to try new shoes. Like, what the fuck? See, the thing is that I don't know that I can restrain myself from insulting a doctor directly if they tell me something stupid like that, which is not a situation that you want to be in because the doctor is in a position of authority over you. My new job is 8:30 to 5:30 and my body refuses to adjust to the new schedule. My last job was 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I was so much less tired all the time. I'm starting to think I live in a world oriented around the 9 to 5 is bad for me. Yeah. I wonder that too sometimes. But I want to cuddle with my partner, and kind of the only time that we cuddle is when we go to bed at the same time. So I'm kind of locked into going to bed at midnight and waking up at like 8:30. I hated the tilt table test. Oh no, I mean, it's supposed to trigger your symptoms like pretty bad, right? Like that's the point of the tilt table test. So I guess that's like, don't do any of the palliative care I normally do and then go do the tilt table test so that it's as bad as it can possibly be. But being a vigilant advocate is important, and saying things like that whole put it in my chart, you denied me this treatment/testing. Yeah. It's just annoying. I really do wish my life was different in this way. A lot of other things in my life, I don't have those kinds of like feelings about. Like, I don't feel like I wish I wasn't trans. I don't feel like I wish I wasn't queer. But like, on a profound level, I wish I didn't have these health problems. I fortunately have a truly excellent doctor. I'm from the UK and I'm a big fan of doctor shopping. Yeah, I'm willing to doctor shop a little bit, but it's limited here, like, because, well, you're limited to an extent, right, Eden? You're limited in that, like, you can't, like, you have to see doctors within your ward, within your council district or whatever. But, so for us, you know, I could go somewhere else to get care, but it's like, do they take my insurance, you know? I have to get up at 6:30 in the morning if I'm going to film a video before work. Ew. I gave my last orthopedic specialist such sass for not really reading over my chart. Then when he misgendered me without missing a beat, I said, that's why you read the chart. Yeah, true. Fuck doctors that won't listen. I'm of the mind that they should hear your frustrations as you are the one experiencing things. And if they don't want to listen, another needs to be found. Yeah, which is great unless they're the only one around. Yeah, I'm expecting what's going to happen is I'm going to be seen by a nurse because that's what happens every time I start a new relationship with a doctor, like, or a clinic or something. I'm guessing that my first point of contact is going to be a nurse. And I'm just going to be like, look, there's like probably not a lot that you can do for me as a nurse practitioner, and probably not even a lot that a GP could do for me. So like, get ready to just start writing me a bunch of referrals because I'm going to need a lot of specialized care. And like, there's little dumb stuff. Like, I've noticed recently that I've started getting hyperpigmentation on my knuckles here. It's almost like calloused. And I'm like, why? Like, even right now, it's like a weird, was I sitting on it? It's like, or is that like, I don't know. It's like, am I moving my body around in my chair in a way that like my knuckles are red from it? I don't know. But, it's just dumb stuff like that I'm like, what is causing all of these random things on my body? I hate it. I'm thankful for my disabilities as it set me on a different life course that has filled me with much joy and organizing. I love that for you. And like, definitely, like, being disabled has given me a different perspective on things, and I do appreciate that. Like, even if I get to a place where I'm better than I am now, I'm still always going to be disabled. So, like, I don't think there is any such thing as curing what I have. It's just going to be like, I'm managing it well enough that it doesn't negatively impact my life as much as it does currently. So, yeah. But yeah, like, And I've kind of had this, I've been on the other side of this recently, hearing people talk about how they wish they weren't autistic. And if there was a pill that they could take that would take away a lot of those symptoms, like sensory overload and things, that they would. And I'm like, I don't really feel like that necessarily. I feel like I am totally fine with being autistic and accommodating that. But as far as like the physical disabilities, for sure, I'm like, yeah, I wish I could do more. I really do. It's how limiting it is that you run into the issues. Man, maybe part of my problem is that I'm just a little bit dehydrated. So I just drank this entire thing of water. I also drank another one before the stream started, so I'm going to go try another one. I'll be right back, though. Water. I'm not autistic. It's just all of my friends are, and people who aren't look at me weird. Yeah. I'm thankful for most of my disabilities, but my fatigue, hell no, do not want that. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, like normally, like everything is much easier to deal with, except that right now I just have this extreme like insomnia and fatigue. And if I had a doctor, I'd probably be like, give me some fucking Ambien. Being disabled is going to suck. I used to be a professional athlete and mountain guide. I'll be getting back to community organizing and producing queer raves soon enough. Oh, being disabled, I mean, is always going to suck. Yeah. I would take pain over fatigue any day and often actively make that choice. Imagine giving up your autism. I'd sooner die than be even 1% less obsessed with Go Tanks. I could stand to lose the OCD, though, yeah. I definitely don't see my ADD as a disability, but the fibro is very disabling. Yeah. I found out that B vitamins can help with brain fog. So it wasn't just me being a teenager that needed sleep. Okay. I did see someone, I was like Googling around about ME/CFS and sleep, and someone was like, yeah, B12 helped me sleep. I'm like taking a lot of different supplements right now, so maybe I should add that one to the list. B12. Like I've got magnesium glycinate, vitamin D. Sometimes I take iron if I'm like bleeding a bunch for like 6 weeks. But yeah, like vitamin B12, whatever you got to do. Like, what have I been doing lately that's been good, though? What's been worth doing? I have been watching a shit ton of Evan and Caitlin. They're, like, a maker couple. Trazodone is my drug of choice for sleeping. Cool. Yeah. And I'm, like, basically not drinking alcohol anymore. Like, just, like, barely. So, honestly, that's been a lot of the issue in the past has been, like, I don't want to take these sleep drugs because I want to be able to drink alcohol, and you can't do both. But I definitely would take being able to fucking sleep through the night at this stage. But anyway, yeah, Evan and Caitlin, they're very wholesome, and that's been quite nice. I've also been watching a lot of Try Guys. Try Guys have been posting lately. Johnny Cakes also. I also recently got onto a little tiny Rosanna Pansino kick. I don't know that I like love her, but I definitely enjoy watching some of her stuff. The website's no longer around, but there was a lady with lupus who had a ton of vitamins, supplements, etc. Essentially, choose a symptom you wanted to tackle, and you could see what was on the list to help address it. Ooh, okay. I've been listening to the Has Been Hotel Season 2 soundtrack a lot. Nice. I was just saying in the Discord earlier that that Has Been Hotel reminds me of some terrible people that I used to know. So I've never watched it because I just associate it with like them posting the links, them posting gifs about it and stuff. Have you watched Pluribus? No, I don't know what Pluribus. Pluribus? I started watching Over the Garden Wall and then forgot to finish watching it, and I need to so that I can talk to Forrest about it. Oh, special episode, not this week, but next Friday, the 19th. Forrest and I have a Cuz I Wanna scheduled. So we're gonna take calls for a couple hours. I haven't had the chance to team up with Forrest, so it's gonna be fun, I hope. Okay, Pluribus is one season American post-apocalyptic science fiction television series. I'm really gonna be resistant to watching anything new for a while. I just like rewatched House of the Dragon, you know? I've gotten into scary interesting and learning about tragedies in expeditions and maritime horrific tales. Interesting. I'm 3 films from having 10,000 noted titles. Any obscure recommendations? Ooh, that's quite a collection. 3 films away from having 10,000. The first obscure movie that comes to mind is Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which the only reason I even know about that movie is because someone gave it to me and they were like, make some jewelry inspired by this movie. And then I didn't end up doing that at all. So I just still have the movie. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't really watch as many movies as I would like, much less obscure movies. I've been binging on Kakuryou, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. Super romantic AF. Cute. Pluribus is a dark comedy which Jovan recommended. 10 out of 10 best show I've watched in a decade. Nice. John Bainbridge recommends The Holy Mountain, Tetsuo Iron Man, and Disco Godfather. Oh my god, my neighbors are so fucking rude. Oh my god. They've been making a lot of inappropriate noise lately, and I'm like about to freak out a little bit. I love Disco Godfather. I've never heard of that one before. Yeah, like I said, I did lie down before stream a bit, and I ended up feeling a lot better at the end of that. Like, I recorded the video about the Oklahoma essay earlier, and then I was like, oh, I am going to crash. Yeah, I wish I knew more movies. Go lie down again then? I mean, listen, let's get to the stream donation goal and then I'll consider going to lie down, okay? The Oklahoma essay is totally crashable. Yeah. Do you want to see my some of my mock-ups for thumbnails? I'm in the process of working on them. Like, this one's finished. There's finished. I think this one's basically finished too. I might redo this text and like change the formatting of it and make it bigger and stuff because it's a little bit hard to read. And then this is the other screenshot that I took. So, working on thumbnails. I decided to do thumbnails first this time. I usually wait until the very end of the process to do thumbnails, and then I'm all like, I hate this. I really don't like it. It's like there's nothing difficult about making thumbnails, right? But it's just like that's the part of the process where you have to think, how am I going to market this bullshit to people? Titles and thumbnails. What's going to get people to click? You're like, that's the part of your brain and part of the process where you're like engaging with the fickle algorithm. Excuse me. And you're like, you're trying to gauge like what your audience is going to like, but you're also trying to figure out what the algorithm is going to like. And ooh, it's just a fraught and obnoxious part of the conversation. They say 10,000 hours at something makes you an expert. So if you've seen 10,000 movies, you're way past expert. Yeah, true. That's so much time. Imagine one of those fancy model photo shoots with all the glam and fancy outfits, but it's you making thumbnail faces. Legitimately, there is like in the raw file here, which I haven't even started like actually editing this, but the first like minute plus is just me making various like faces for the camera to take screenshots of it. I hope you included how utterly artificial the essay is. It's so blatantly obvious that the whole thing was planned out. Yeah, I did. That's kind of the whole point of the video, really. Is like, hey, this dumb fucking grifter. That's pretty much the whole point of the video. What else do we got going on? What are everybody's Christmas plans? I know it's still a couple weeks away, but like I'm gonna go watch Avatar Fire and Ash in theaters. I already got the tickets for it. I've never seen one of the Avatar movies in 3D, and it's been a long time since I saw any movies in 3D. So I'm hope it's, for the visual spectacle on its own. I genuinely think Avatar: The Way of Water is a bad movie. But it's definitely beautiful. And so that's kind of my justification, is like, I'm going to go watch this movie because I haven't seen any of the Avatar movies in 3D. And that seems to be kind of like what the purpose of the experience is, or what the purpose of the movie is. So I always try to end my videos on a thumbnail-ish face so I can just nab the last frame of the video for the thumbnail. But TikToks can be way less polished. Yeah, that's true. One YouTuber I watch includes the thumbnail photo process at the end during the Patreon scroll. That's an interesting point, yeah. Talking about cinematography is super enjoyable. Yeah, I do enjoy. Oh my gosh, it was so perfect for this video to come out this month because I do for some reason associate Lord of the Rings with Christmas. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's like really nostalgic and it calls to mind like feelings of childhood for me. But Corridor Crew, they do the VFX Artist React series. They had a video just come out this month where they recreated the panning camera scene inside Bilbo's kitchen. I mean, they do it different, but they were like, how do we use this trick of perspective in a moving shot to maintain the illusion? And it was really, really, really good. And it definitely did make me cry. They all came out in December. Oh, okay, well, that would make sense then. Okay, they all came out in December anyway. The Avatars are bad movies, but fun as amusement park rides. Yeah, sure. Also, because you have lots of time hanging around in the living room during the winter holiday time, you're more likely to be able to sit down and watch the movies. Yeah, I like putting on some long movies in the background while you work on your new Lego set or whatever. Like, even just do like a jigsaw puzzle on the floor. I'm going to try to have a good Christmas. Holidays are always hard, but the holidays, the more gay I make it, all the better life seems to be. A very Merry Queermas. Yeah. We're going to have our friend over. I'm going to get him a stocking. So we're going to do little stocking stuffers. I am just going to purchase myself Christmas presents, which I already did. I get a really nice cutting board, which I'm very excited for. Oh, God, the kind of things you get excited for as an adult. I decided not to buy myself the $300 food processor at this time, but girl, it's coming sometime in the future. And I'm going to get my partner something. I haven't really figured out what that is yet. And I got my siblings some things. I'm going to get my friend. So our friend who's going to come over, he's gotten into mixology the last couple of years, like making drinks and cocktails. And thank you, Duty and Courage, for the $20 super chat. Merry Christmas, Lux. Have a great time at the movies. Yeah, I'm hoping to. It's 3 hours. It's a 3-hour movie. But so my friend is getting into mixology the last couple of years, and so I'm gonna buy him a new bottle of chartreuse, which is very expensive apparently. And he was like, "Oh, I am almost out, and I'm having a hard time." Oh, I totally do. Oh, that's so interesting. I just caught myself with my fist jammed into my chair. So there is a reason why my knuckles are getting discolored and calloused. Okay, that's not hyperpigmentation. It's just a callus because for some reason I sit here like this with my fist down underneath my butt. What am I doing? Also, my partner, so anyway, my friend just moved here to Oregon. And he's like, oh, I just spent all this money, so I can't really justify paying for something like a nice bottle of chartreuse. So yeah, I figured that would be like a really nice gift to get him. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my choices. Yes, chartreuse is the one that's made by monks in France, and they only make a set number a year. It is so interesting by itself. Like, it's got this, like, it was Luxardo brand. I want to say it was Luxardo. Okay, no. It's that you use Luxardo maraschino liqueur along with green chartreuse. My bad. So chartreuse, it is so interesting because it's herby. It's herbaceous. It has some like it has like a clove or star anise licorice kind of flavor. It's so interesting. I've never had like a drink made with it, but so my friend just poured me a little bit in a glass and was like, here, smell and taste this. And I was like, whoa, it's so weird. It's an herbal liqueur made by Carthusian monks since 1737. Excuse me. Rocky Horror Picture Show is my favorite Christmas family movie. We were a Tim Curry house, so every Christmas was a movie marathon in the background. Nice. That's fun. I don't think I've ever tried chartreuse, but I love Campari, which I think is similar. Campari. Italian liqueur, considered an aperitif of the bitter variety, obtained from the infusion of herbs and fruit in alcohol and water. It does sound kind of similar, but I think, yeah, it's used more as a bitters rather than as like a mix in. I don't know. That's interesting, though. It's also red instead of green. War on Christmas veterans get no respect. Elves held me in a POW camp for 5 years, and the bunk beds were all elf-sized. They only fed us peppermint. Well, you should be lucky they fed you. Oh, God. I've also had, do any of you know who Brad Paisley is? He's a country music star. Maybe not like a big one, but Malort drinkers are either from Chicago, wish they were from Chicago, or just hate themselves. I've never had Malort. I've heard that it's crazy. I've seen people drink it and make faces, and that's about the extent of what I know about it. I think someone just crashed their car. Not totally sure what the fuck that noise was. I'm gonna run and go to the bathroom. I know it's a little early in the stream, but I have been chugging water, and that tells me that I need to increase the amount of salt that I'm taking in if I'm drinking all this water, and I'm just peeing it right out. So give me a second. Okay, sorry. Thanks for waiting. Paisley Fender Telecaster Brad P. Yeah. I've had a song stuck in my head from Brad Paisley for like a few weeks now, and it's called what's the song called? Long Sermon is the name of the song. Long Sermon. What, mister? Yes, baby? What do you want? Hmm? He's just staring at me. What do you want? Anyway, Long Sermon is about like being in church and it's a beautiful day outside and he wants to leave church, but he was raised to go to church. It's I don't know, it's a fun little ditty. You pretty baby. Come here, Mr. Boy. Ah, Mr. Boy. I found him. You good baby. You good baby. I know. You didn't want to be picked all the way up. Sucks to be you. Are you a good boy? Hmm? Hmm? What's your problem? Mm-hmm. Okay, goodbye. Trans Unfiltered, welcome in. False imprisonment, yeah. I was like uncontrollably yawning all day yesterday. It was crazy. Man. There we go. Got at least one of those spinning emojis. That's fun. That's so cute. Cute, 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 cute. So yeah, anyway, my brain's just like, well, it's been raining all week long. Woke up this morning, dark clouds were gone. This is part of why I like to sing country, is because it lets me use my deep voice. Well, I'll tell you there ain't nothing that'll test your faith like a long sermon on a pretty Sunday. I love Brad Paisley. Like, my partner got me into it fucking 15 years ago. Barbara, hello. Good to see you here. Almost kind of surprised to see someone from, or to see more people from the Line community over here and not at the Calling It Now, because Jimmy and Jovan are live at the moment. Well, you don't want to be up here, so why are you talking to me still? Meow. What? He's a strange little person. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys appreciate
Drea has donated $50. Nap is needed.
Drea, thank you for donating. That definitely pushes us up over the $100. I didn't even include that super chat from a few minutes ago. But thank you. We've definitely hit the goal, which means we can open up the treasure chest. Treasure chest. Treasure chest. What do you want? Here, you want to smell my glasses? No? Oh, okay. Yeah. You are a good boy. He wants to sit in my lap. That's the problem. He wants to sit up here. It's actually fun that I have two different singing voices too. Hold on. Treasure chest. Treasure chest. Treasure. Bite him? I will. I'll do it later. Oh, hey. It's a treasure chest. And it's a treasure chest. And... oh, hey. I was wondering where that was. It's one of my lover's cards. My deck of tarot cards, it came with 4 different lover's cards so that you could put one in there that you felt represents you or whatever. And so this is one of my lover's cards. There's one this is the one that's like clearly 2 men. And then there's one that's like clearly 2 women. And there's one that's pretty clearly heterosexual. And then there's one that's 2 kind of androgynous figures. So anyway. Gay! Yeah, my ordinary inanimate treasure chest. If he wants to sit on your lap, he needs to pay the nom tax. Nom 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 nom. I am not even talking to you. Oh, gosh. It's, like, technically not allowed to sing on live streams because it's technically, like, a cover. But if nobody catches me, then nobody catches me. But anyway, it's like, oh, God, do I even have a girly singing voice today? I feel like my throat is so dry. Like, what's a favorite that I've been singing recently? Oh man, can I sing falsetto at all today? That's crazy. I've been listening to, my favorite Chappell Roan song is Coffee. Oh my God, dude. I'm just gonna torture you if you come up here. You understand that? JD Vance, I don't get it. Why is there no couch on any of these lovers cards? True. Oh my God, you screaming. He's literally right there and he's like, I need to fucking... I keep meaning to set up the microphone, the lavalier mic, and I just keep forgetting to do it. Hi, what are you doing? That's you. That's what you sound like. Write and perform your own music. I did actually used to write... I used to write lyrics. And I'm not really great with music theory, but I do play guitar like enough that I could hypothetically play some accompaniment to a song that I wrote. I have thought about doing it before. Again, that's what you sound like. I'm just gonna torture you again. I'm just gonna pick you up and go, look at the fucking camera, look at the fat boy. Fat boy? Maybe now that you don't have fleas, I can take you into the bed and you can hang out with me in bed? Maybe? After the show? We go lay down in bed? Maybe. Everything sucks. Was I about to serenade you with Chapel Roan? Is that what was about to happen? Let's see if I can find my voice today. I don't know if I can. Oh my god. Especially not with you interrupting me every 10 seconds. I'm like, am I about to sing and it's gonna just come out like crackly? Maybe it will. Yeah, lawyers when someone hums 5 seconds of a popular song, truly. Mine likes to scream at me just to see if I will follow her. I was looking, wait, did I miss the noms? No, I haven't even picked him up. He's just sitting here screaming at me. What do you want, dude? Okay. It's time for you to come up here. Yar. Yeah. Let go of my pants, sir. Thank you. There, I ate at his ear. This is your fault. I didn't ask for this. I like that Hot to Go song, but I always sing it as HRTTOGO. We got hormones on the go. That's fun. Oh my goodness. He's smushing his face against my face, which usually means he wants me. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put you down now. Can I put you down now? Needs a nail trimmed. So, for him, his nerve and blood supply goes almost all the way to the tip of his nails. So I can only trim off like a millimeter of nail. There's just no point to doing it. And he doesn't really use his nails for destructive purposes, so I'm not super concerned. Why you eat their ear? Thank you, David Haxor. Yeah. Because Baphomet in the chat told me to, and I wanted to oblige, so I did. So I did the YouTube recap thing, and, you know, it tells you, like, what did you watch this year? What music did you listen to this year? I only just now listened to Sabrina Carpenter's Please, Please, Please for the first time. I want to say in, like, November. But it's such a bop, and I listened to it on repeat so much that it was my #1 song for this year on my recap. And that's a very funny song. It's a very good song. I love the idea that you meet a guy in jail and then you're like, maybe stop doing crimes. And he's like, no. Yeah. He's a good kitty. He's a very, very, very good kitty. I started watching Josh Johnson's thing about 50 Cent and his Diddy doc, but I didn't end up watching all of it because the sound quality was worse than usual by a lot. Is there anything good in the world that we should talk about before I go take a nap? Tell me something good in the world, please. What's something good happening? Baphomet, earlier you said you're going back to Canada for Christmas. That sounds good. That sounds fun. I keep, like, making gestures toward a plan to go to Seattle and meet my friends, but I haven't done it. I've lived here for almost a year. It's like 11 months this month. So I've lived here for almost a year and I haven't even been in Washington State, like, for any reason. So I am neglecting my friend duties in going to see my friends. Miami just elected a Democratic mayor. I saw that. That's so cool. It's first time in like 27 years, right? Getting a copy of a favorite holiday movie. Hell yeah. Our loggers are finally here, so we'll finally get to start things really moving on the property. Yeah, you've been talking about wanting to farm bamboo, right? Mama says the other part of our action, we want folks to do bathroom banarchy all over Texas at politician's office. Yeah, fuck yeah. Something good? The sun hasn't disappeared, I suppose. Yeah. It's damn near trying to. Oh my god, the sun sets at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's crazy. It gets so dark here so early. I've never lived this far north, so. Cheese. That is something that's good in the world. So my partner and I, mostly my partner, very occasionally will buy some super duper aged, I think it's Gouda, a super duper hard cheese that's super aged, and like there is a caramel sweet kind of quality to it, and it's so fucking good. The other day I was feeling really bad and I was stuck in the chair. I was like stuck in my chair in the living room, and he was like, "Do you want some of this cheese?" And I was like, "Yes." And I'm just like eating cheese. And I'm like taking a bite and then like not even really chewing it. I'm just like smushing it against the top of my mouth with my tongue. And oh my God, it's so good. He was like, "I think that cheese is a drug." And I was like, "Yes. How many people do I know who are lactose intolerant who still eat cheese?" Yeah, Shakespeare. I live in a home. Suddenly all my tech has been getting upgraded too. Might actually be able to get back into streaming. Fuck yeah. Mama says, find a representative or senator in Texas who supported this bill. Go to their office with a friend. Have your friend record you going through whatever procedures they're doing for the restroom and post the footage and tag the ACLU of Texas. Yeah. Mersh. Hello, Mersh. Good to see you. I hope things are going well for you. I'm sick as fuck right now. So that's how things are going for me at the moment. But thank you so much for chilling. It's good to see you. I love triple cream brie. It melts in your mouth and is so buttery, perfect on crackers. I've only ever had brie that was super bitter. So I don't know what my problem is with brie, but like the inside creamy part of brie is fine, but the outside part, not a fan. I just had some nice Beamster smoked hatch pepper Gouda. Oh my God, that sounds so fucking delicious. It made me very sad when my SLP told me to be very conservative with dairy. Yeah, I've been cutting back on dairy anyway because it can raise, it's like the saturated fats can raise your lipids. And I had a lipid test that was a little bit high like a year ago. I'll get it checked again. But so I've just been like, I don't drink milk anymore. I just have switched completely to soy milk because it's like nutritionally pretty similar without all the fats in it. And then like I don't really eat butter as much. I haven't really been eating as much cheese either, and especially like hard cheeses have a lot less lactose in them. So I'm lactose intolerant but still eat cheese on pizza and cream in coffee. Some things are worth the price. And you can just take lactase enzyme. So I've been told that dairy makes you produce more phlegm, which isn't good for vocal training. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Brie should be funkier, not bitter. Yeah. I've just not had good brie, I guess. Life has had a lot of changes recently, but so far so good. Yeah, you just got your tiny house set up while you're working on renovating your main house, right? Yeah, that's really cool. I recently finished off a 5-pound block of American jalapeno cheese. Ooh. Cheddar cheese, amazing. True. I love a good aged white cheddar. Yum. Not having a gallbladder really ruined my ability to eat an entire container of pimento cheese in one sitting. Yeah. Goat and sheep cheese is also not the same lactose that people get intolerant of. Yeah, isn't brie usually made out of sheep cheese? I had goat cheese for the first time this year. Oh my god, I fucking love goat cheese. It's so good. And it's like, the stuff that I got at least was really soft. I don't know if that's like, I'm guessing goat cheese can be made different ways, you know, but the stuff that I had was like really soft and creamy. Oh, cheese. Cheese. Yeah, it's crazy how delicious that is. Got solar panels fully installed just in time before the tax breaks expire. Getting more and more into archival work. Starting up a monthly outing with friends again. And finally getting some therapy going. Having a positive upswing in general. That is wonderful. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I'm hoping that things start to swing around for me too. Like going to the doctors, getting some diagnoses started, and like maybe getting some new treatment options. And like even without going to the doctor, like I genuinely am so psyched to finally get the bed slab that I'm hoping I will be able to. I'm hoping that will make a kind of immediate difference in my ability to sleep. An ex of mine used to work at Cabot and brought something like a 5-pound block of a hunter/seriously sharp cheddar. It barely fit in my mini fridge at college. Well, you know what that means? It means you gotta eat some before you put it in the fridge. Yeah, cheese is so good. It's crazy. I was finally able to make use of the cheese cutter I had sitting in the drawer. Hell yeah. Bed slab, please elaborate. So I just got a new mattress topper, although you can get ones that are meant to go under the mattress as well. And it just takes the entire bed, which is normally flat, and it goes like this. The whole mattress is now at an angle of like 30 degrees or something. And the point of this for me is to make the head of the bed higher, because apparently that can help with POTS and sleep apnea and stuff. My wife and I make a salad on some special occasions with pecans, craisins, balsamic vinaigrette, and goat cheese. I recently have been making salads with just like, I'm just taking romaine lettuce and feta cheese, and I make a little personal amount of salad dressing. I just prefer to do that, so I'll just get like, I always have vinegar and olive oil. So I put a little bit of vinegar and olive oil and then a little bit of salt, maybe squeeze some honey in there, maybe a little garlic powder or garlic chunks, maybe a little bit of sage. And then I just like shake it until it emulsifies. And then I have a single serving of salad dressing, and it's really fucking delicious. Goat cheese would be good on a salad though. ICE is currently facing both nature and residents in Minnesota with their bullshit actions. They're still doing raids, but not without resistance. I think it's so interesting and fun that like back home and in Minnesota and stuff, it's like winter now, right? It's like snowing and fucking really cold. And here it's like in the 50s and raining like all the time, pretty much right now. Just in, or maybe it's like gotten into the 60s sometimes. So it's in the 50s and 60s and just raining constantly. And this is what winter is like here. It will get colder later. I do, like when we moved here, it was getting colder at night, but it's so weird. I mean, but it's literally what I moved here for. I'm like, yes, it's the rainy season. The other day, I opened up my blinds to look outside, and it was the full overcast and rainy, and I was like, yeah. Like the sickos meme. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm fucking here for. So that's exciting. Makes me happy. Ricotta cheese also good. Yeah. In the dead of winter around Portland, it will hover a bit over freezing. Yeah. Like, I seem to remember it getting down into the 20s, maybe, and, like, late January when we got here. It's snowing and rough in Virginia right now. We got 5 inches of snow. Woo! Hello, winter. Welcome, winter. I tried goat cheddar cheese this weekend. That's crazy. I want to try all the goat cheese. My mouth is watering. And I'm allowed to eat dairy right now. I could go eat some yogurt after this. Ooh. I just can't eat it in the morning or in the evening because of my antibiotic that I'm taking. Alpha Appalachia is in Virginia too. Hey, you and you and Mersh, 2 trans people, maybe you want to be friends? I don't know. ICE, as in the organization, is being defeated by physical, real ice. Yeah. Thank you, Trans Unfiltered. I am going to try to feel... I'm actually hungry. So that's an interesting thing is, like, in addition to being super insomnia, I've just not been as hungry. And just now, my stomach was actually like, oh, hungry now. I could just drink a mug of queso every meal. A 22-ounce mug of queso, do you think? At luxandershop.fourthwall.com. I love how we've hovered at around 20 people this whole time. Like, y'all are the real ones. These are the real fans who are here for me to complain about how fucking disabled and tired I am. It's a good thing. Cheese. What if I go eat some Chipotle? That would be yummy. I've spent more money than usual on eating out this week. I've just been like, queso comes in 20-ounce pints. Yeah, just make enough queso. You know, this is a microwave safe mug, I'm pretty sure. So just put your ingredients in here and then put it in the microwave, and then you have an entire thing of queso. This is almost full of tea, but it's too late in the afternoon for me to finish drinking it, so. Hanging out with you in the Horties is a highlight of my week when I'm able to do so. Hell yeah. I feel bad because I do think I'm probably going to cut it off at 2 hours and then go take a nap or eat some Chipotle or something. I don't know what exactly the plan is, but I'm... Maybe Chipotle and then nap time? I think I'm cool to drive, so... I drink coffee in the evening. Well, some people can't do that. Excuse me. I'm such a fan. I infiltrated your show. One day we will co-host. Yeah, we will. If there's one next month, because we haven't finished out the schedule. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we haven't finished out the schedule for... I actually don't even know what we're done for the schedule for December. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, like, past next week. Like, all of the Christmas week, we've got blank spots. And then on the following week, we also have blank spots. And then we will have, then it'll be January. So, but yeah, I'll see if there's a good time for us to bring you on. It is good to have guests. I'm so psyched that I get to... Forrest is so easy. I was like, hey, you want to do Cause I Want It with me this month? And he was like, when? And I was like, December 19th. And he was like, I don't have anything going on that day, so sure. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I think all of his finals are like this week, so next week. Oh, and I think I'm pretty sure we're also doing another 8-hour Skep Talk on Monday next week. Because it's Forrest and Erica. And by the way, that's always consensual. People are like, ugh, you must hate that. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's the easiest fucking thing in the world. I just sit here and like and if so, Forrest and Erica also do crazy long calls. Like they will keep someone on the phone for way longer than is necessary. And so it's like 45 minutes of me just sitting here interacting with chat. And like, then they get a new caller and I press the button that says switch the header, or a new caller comes in and I go type the name in. Except that one time with Arden. Arden doesn't want to be here for 8 hours. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm going to get paid. Like, okay, you know that I get a percentage of the super chats. So when you guys at the end of the show are like, hey, we're going to send in puns to make Erica threaten people with violence, I get like 20% of those. So I'm like, later, Mersh. Yeah, go buy that new snow shovel. Good luck out there. The power of being a chill streamer is being able to be human and have your audience be cool about it. Yeah. Like, of course, considering that a lot of the time recently we have like 50 or 60 viewers, this is a slightly less forgiving kind of topic, or a less forgiving level of energy. But fucking Dead Domain is streaming right now. Jimmy is streaming right now. So I'm just screwed. At night, I have coffee with cream, cinnamon, honey, and a dash of vanilla extract. Girl, that sounds really good. But it's been recent that I've noticed, like, on the days if I don't finish my tea, and like sometimes I'll make tea before I do Takis, and then I'll go on with Jimmy afterwards. So it's like 5 hours long, and I maybe don't drink my tea very quickly. So if I don't finish my tea until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I will experience what I have been experiencing this past week in the absence of caffeine, where I just lay there at night and I'm like,
someone purchased Tranarchy mug, 3 sizes including giant size, for $20.
oh my god, I didn't know that it was gonna do that. You all could hear that, I assume. I didn't see anything pop up on the screen. But anyway, I guess it tells you when somebody buys something from my store. So thank you for buying a giant mug, whoever that was. There are smaller ones as well. This is just the biggest one that I was able to offer because I think, was it Drea who specifically asked for it? So, yeah. This thing is a fucking murder weapon. Like, this thing is so heavy even without tea in it. Like, this is a blunt force trauma situation. And it's big. You like have to support it with your other hand. If it's full, you're like, this is my kind of more secure way of holding my coffee cup, because you've got the leverage here. But yeah, so like, this is green tea with ginger too. So I'm a little bit sad that I wasn't able to drink very much of it. That shipping is highway robbery though. I know. There's not really a better option, unfortunately. Shipping is free if your order's over $70, so you just have to buy a hoodie and one other thing. But yeah, it's because Fourth Wall does their best to. So first of all of this stuff is like made in the U.S., or it's at least like finished being made in the U.S. Like maybe they buy the mugs in bulk from China or something, but like the final work is done in the U.S. So, and like because they're trying to get everything as ethically as possible, stuff is just a little bit more expensive. And then like, yeah, the shipping is crazy these days. I have used my giant Tranarchy mug so much that it is permanently stained inside. That did occur to me that that I was like, oh, this is a white mug, so it's gonna end up with tea stains all over the place. Only 15-ounce mug, though? Not nearly big enough, right? I've got so many different sizes. Got, like, this is my tea from yesterday. Like, this is a nice big cup. And I use my smallest 8-ounce ones for chicken broth, usually. If it's stained, it's loved. That's so true. That's why you only put cheese in it. To keep it from tea staining. That's funny. Ugh. Cheese only mug. Ooh, I could do like a double dose of miso soup. That would be yummy. If your bed is stiff enough, a mug can also act as a cup holder in lieu of a nightstand. I can hear a frog. My window is open. And I can hear a frog. I love frogs so much. I don't know why. I love the idea of frogs. I'm not sure that I actually love like being near them, but in concept and in the sounds that they make, they're very cute. Evening winter frog. I mean, I say winter, but it's like I said, it's like almost 60 degrees out right now. So we're in the middle of our atmospheric river where there's like just a bunch of rain and there's like flooding and the sewer systems are overfilled and they're spilling over into the river and stuff. Don't go swimming in the river during this time of year is an important lesson. Also, if you're going to fish from the river, don't keep and eat the fish from the river this time of the year because they're just swimming in sewage. Green tree frogs are the quintessential cute little guys. That's so true. They're cute little guys. Cute little guys. Frogs are good. Furries are good. I just see furries on my screen right now because I'm on Blue Sky. Democrats winning in Miami is good. Tea is good. Coffee's good. Soup is good. OMG soup. And many things are good. Get in that mindset. Like, let's acknowledge things that are good. We can complain for a little while, but always circle back around, Like, yes, I'm sick right now, very sick, but most of the people in my life are very understanding about that. Whether because they have disabilities themselves or just because, like, I have value beyond what I'm able to do for people, which is honestly something that I have not internalized yet. I do definitely still feel like I only have value if I can do things, which is why I have so much anxiety about becoming more disabled than I am already. But there are many people in my life who understand, and if I need to call out sick, they'll be like, okay, we'll figure out a way to cover it, and it may be inconvenient, but they're not going to be mad at me for it. Nobody's mad at Taylor for calling out sick last night. We fucking figured it out. I had to catch a frog that got in my house before the cats noticed it not long ago. Yeah. Thankfully, my cat would just be like, that's weird, and probably not move at all. We have gray tree frogs in the swamp nearby. Coupled with the owls, it feels like being in the middle of nowhere despite being real close to downtown Twin Cities, as well as the possums. Yeah. Did I tell you guys I was driving around not too long ago and I saw 3 big ass fucking turkeys? Like wild turkeys. There have been ducks. I saw a male and female, I think, bonded pair, like walking around right outside my house one time. Yeah, the big fucking turkeys. I saw a deer outside my window last winter after moving up here. So, like, the wildlife is very here. It's very present. I also get these super cute little orange tree frogs that come out in the rain. Hell yeah. I'm so happy to have normal problems again. I cannot stress how much moving out of my Subaru and away from random couches has been. Life is so good. I'm so happy for you, Shakespeare. It's genuinely just, like, wonderful. There are good things in the world. We all have so many wonderful things in our lives. So many good things. So many things to live for. Hell yeah, man. Also, so you guys know I've been frustrated with my partner having restless legs. I've been, like, making him take magnesium supplements, which I got him the wrong one. I got him magnesium glycinate, and I should have gotten him magnesium titrate, but it hasn't quite solved the problem. So I also got him some magnesium spray that you can spray directly on your legs. And really, that's more for, like, people who have cramps. Also, like, it's questionable if that's actually effective. So if it doesn't fix the problem, I'm going to be like, hey, you have health insurance. Can you fucking go to a doctor? Because I Googled it and there are medications that they can give for this now. Maybe 10 years ago, the last time I looked it up, there weren't. But now it's like, yeah, you can get gabapentin and stuff for restless leg syndrome. So it's like, ultimately, I would like to buy a new mattress. But when I buy a new mattress, on that positive note, I must be leaving now. Yeah, have a great night, mama. I want a mattress that is like a king or a Californian king, but that would also require, so I have to buy a new mattress and also buy a new bed frame. So I'm not prepared to do that yet, but it might be the only thing, that might be the only solution to the problem of my partner waking me up throughout the night. Such a pain in the ass. Everybody's leaving. No, so sad. Man, I wonder if I'm going to have any like weird physical issues when the anniversary of our move happens, because that was also an incredibly stressful time of my life. Like, huge shout outs to my partner who did a lot of the work physically with moving us, but yeah, man. Everybody leaving to visit the cheese shop, yeah. Understandable. Question, did Chipotle change their queso recipe? I seem to remember when they first came out with the queso, everybody was like, ew, that's literally fucking gross. But now it's like, better? Did they fix it? Is it better now? Why do you look so annoyed, dude? He's literally just laying there with his ears back. Are you in pain? Is this arthritis and you're in pain, or are you just annoyed that I won't put you in my lap? Well, I'm glad we all got some good stuff going on. I've just gotten here. Sweaty arms, maybe? Yeah, it's your fault. You're making everybody leave. Well, I'm gonna go figure out something for my lunch and probably take a nap or something. So, thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I do feel a little bit better now than I did at the beginning of the stream, maybe because I was actually quite dehydrated and then I drained like several glasses of water and now I feel a little bit better. But yeah, short stream today. I guess I'm planning on seeing you on Sunday, but if things don't improve dramatically, then maybe I will have to take that day off. So I'll be responsible. Take care of myself. I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock if I'm tired tonight. Yeah, thanks everybody. I'll see you later.